Hello guys, today we will gonna learn modulus function. So what is modulus function? First, we have to know the modulus of a number. The modulus of a number is the magnitude of the number without a sign attached. To understand this concept, let's take a look at the example question. Example question for the modulus of a number will be just like this. Modulus of 4 and modulus of -4. This is only example. The numbers can be anything. Yeah, so modulus of a number 4 will be equal to 4. And for this one, as we can see, there is negative sign attached to the 4. And the concept says you have to remove the sign. So for this one, the result will be 4 only without negative sign in front of the 4. Yeah, so we have to remove any sign in front of the numbers. So that is modulus of a number. Okay, so we already know how to find the result of modulus of a number using the concept of the modulus. Right now we will going to the definition of the modulus itself. For the modulus of x, it will be equal to x itself if the value of the x is greater than 0 or equal to 0, and then the value will be negative x if the x is less than 0. To understand this definition, I want to try to answer the previous example question one more time, but this time we will use the definition. So the absolute value of 4 will be equals to the number in the modulus value is positive 4, and we already know that positive 4 is greater than or equal to 0. So we will use this definition because the x itself is greater than or equal to 0. Yeah, as 4 is greater than or equal to 0. That means the result will be the x itself. That means this one will be equals to 4. But for the second one, the numbers is -4, for which -4 is less than 0. We can conclude that -4 is less than 0, right? That means the result will be negative x. So negative, open brackets, the x itself. The x itself is -4. So the result will be equals to 4. Okay, so this definition will be useful if you have the complex question of modulus function later, or maybe the modulus equation later. Okay, the next part is modulus equation. There is 4 types of modulus equations. I think you should memorize all of the types because it will make your calculation easier later. Yeah, the first type is this one, AXB. The modulus of AXB equals to K. That means on the left hand side we have modulus function, and the right hand side we only have a constant or a number. Yeah, you can solve this by split them into two parts. The first part is this one, ax plus b equals to k, and the next part will be ax plus b equals to -k. This is the easiest part, the easiest way to solve the modulus function, the modulus equation I mean. The second type is modulus of ax plus b equals to the modulus, there is no modulus on the right hand side, yeah, only cx plus d. The difference between this and the first is for this time we have x also on the right hand side, but the method is still the same. You have to split them into two parts. The first is this one and the second is this one. So the first part will be positive of the right hand side, and the second part will be negative of the right hand side. It will be always like that, yeah. But this time you have to double check your answers for this type of equation. Actually, in this type of equation you also have to double check just to make sure that your answer is correct, the equation is valid. Yeah, but in this type of equation the answers that you get will be always valid. Yeah, but in this type of equation, the answers that you will get not every time valid. So you have to check which one is satisfies the equation, which one is not. I will show it to you later in the example question. For the third type, there will be absolute modulus function on the left hand side and modulus function on the right hand side. Yeah, so for this one it's still the same. You have to split them into two parts. The first one is positive and the next one will be negative. I will show it to you later in the example question. And the last part, the last type of equation is this one. You have absolute modulus. I always said modulus as absolute, yeah, so I'm so sorry for that one, but it's the same. It's modulus function on the left hand side and also modulus function on the right hand side plus a value, a number, a constant e. Yeah, so for this one it's still the same. You have to split them into two parts, but later after you split them into two parts, you have to split them again for each of the parts like this, because we still have absolute value or modulus function right there. Yeah, okay, I will show it to you later in the example question also. Okay, let's go to the example questions. The first example question: solve modulus of 2x minus 1 equals to 3. Yeah, this is the first type of equation, which means this one, the ax plus b equals to k. To solve this, you only have to split them into two parts. First, let's rewrite the questions, and then you will make them into two parts like this. You remove the modulus sign, and then the first one is positive 3, and then for the next part will be negative 3. Okay, so for the first part it will be 3 plus 1 equals to 4, x equals to 2. So, and for this one it will be negative 2 and x will be equals to negative 1. Both of them is the solutions, because this is the first part. You don't have to check your answer whether it is correct or not. It will be always correct for the first type of equation. Okay, next is the second type of equation. Okay, so for the second type of equation, it will be still the same. The methods is still the same. You only have to split them into two parts like this. So you will have x minus 4 without modulus sign equals to 2x plus 1, and then for the second part it will be x minus 4 equals to negative, open bracket, the right hand side, 2x plus 1. Okay, don't forget to use brackets. Yeah, so if we solve the first part, it will be negative x minus 2x equals to negative x, and then 1 plus 4 equals to 5. So the x will be equals to negative 5. For the second part, we'll have to expand the right hand side first. You will have negative 2x minus 1, and then you will move 2x to the left hand side and 4 to the right hand side. You will have 3x equals to 3, so x equals to 1. But be careful, in the second type of equation you have to double check your answers. And how to double check your answers? You only have to input the x equals to negative 5 into the question. Yeah, so absolute value of x minus 4, it's x minus 4 before. You have to input the negative 5 into the x like this, equals to 2x. That means 2 times negative 5. You replace the x with negative 5, just like that. So this one will be negative 9 in the modulus value, and then this one is negative 10 and then plus 1. The result of this one will be 9. Then the result of this one will be negative 9. And as you can see, the result is not the same. That means x equals to negative 5 is not valid, or you can say that that is not the solutions. How about the x equals to 1? Let's check for x equals to 1. The absolute value of x minus 4 means 1 minus 4 equals to 2 times the x is 1 and then plus 1. That means this one will be negative 3, that one will be 3, so 3 equals to 3. This one is valid, yeah, because the result is the same. That means for the second questions, the answers will be only x equals to 1. We reject the x equals to negative 5, yeah. So you have to be careful with the second type of the equation. You will have to double check your answers always, okay. And then the third type of equation. Okay, for the third type of equations, the method still the same. You only have to split them into two parts. Like this, you'll have 3x plus 4 equals to x plus 5, and then you will solve it later. The second part will be 3x plus 4 equals to negative, and then open brackets x plus 5. Okay, let's solve it one by one. This one is 2x equals to 5 minus 4 equals to 1, so x equals to 1 over 2. And then second part, this one you have to expand the right hand side first before you solve it, like this, and then you will solve it like usual. For x equals to negative 4 plus negative 5 minus 4 equals to negative 9, so x equals to negative 9 over 4. Because this is the third type of equation, you don't have to check your answers. That means both of them will be the solutions. Next is the fourth type of equations. For this one, let me copy the formula first. Okay, for the fourth type, I want you to see the formula. The formula says the absolute value, the modulus value have to be separated. One on the left hand side and another one on the right hand side. In the questions, as you can see, the modulus for both of them is on the left hand side. That means you have to separate them first. Yeah, before we use the formula, you have to separate the modulus value first. Yeah, so let's rewrite the questions. It will be like this. And then let's move the x plus 5 to the right hand side. You will have x plus 3 on the left hand side, 10 minus absolute value of x plus 5 on the right hand side. Okay, so our expression is already the same with the formula. That means this is that means we can split them into two parts right now. Yeah, so the x plus 3, the modulus at x plus 3 will be gone, like this, and then the first part will be still the same because it's positive, and the second part, x plus 3 equals to give negative on the right hand side. It will be always like that, yeah, minus modulus of x plus 5. Please notice that the modulus on the left hand side is the only one that gone. Yeah, the modulus on the right hand side is still there. Okay, you cannot remove it, both of them, for this type of equation. Okay, and then later you have to move the 10, so we will have only modulus of x plus 5 later on the right hand side. Yeah, so you move the 10 first, it will become x plus 3 minus 10, it will become negative 7 equals to negative x plus 5. And then we will multiply them all by negative, so the x plus 5 will be positive. Yeah, the absolute value have to be in positive sign. That means you will have negative x plus 7 equals to positive of absolute value of x plus 5. There you go. Okay, that is the first part. We cannot do anything else. Just leave it like that. But we will solve it later using the second type of equation. Let's do this part first. So in this part, you have to expand the negative first. That means you have to multiply the negative inside the brackets. You will have these expressions, and then you will move the negative 10 to the left hand side. You'll have x plus 13 equals to absolute value of x plus 5. Because the absolute value of x plus 5 is already positive, that means you don't have to do anything else. Just leave it like that, and then we will solve it later. So right now we have two more equations right here. Yeah, that means we have to solve it one by one. Okay, so for the first equation, we have absolute value of x plus 5 equals to negative x plus 7. If you notice, this is the second type of equation, which means this one. Yeah, see, the form already the same. Okay, absolute value on the left hand side and no absolute value on the right hand side. That means we have to use this method. Yeah. Okay, let's solve the equations. And how you solve it, you have to divide them into parts. First is x plus 5 equals to negative x plus 7. Second part is x plus 5 equals to negative, open brackets, negative x plus 7. As simple as that. The first part will be 2x equals to 7 minus 5 equals to 2, so x equals to 1. This one will be x plus 5 equals to negative plus, yeah. This one will be x minus x equals to 0, and then negative 7 plus 5 equals to, negative 7 minus 5 equals to negative 12. And as you know it, that 0 is not equal with negative 12, so this one is no solution. Yeah. And also because this is the second type of equation, that means we have to double check your answer. Let's double check the x equals to 1. Absolute value of 1 plus 5 equals to negative 1 plus 7. So this is 6. Absolute value of 6 equals to 6. So 6 equals to 6, and that is the same. That means this one is the solution. X equals to 1. But we still have the second equation, which is x plus 5 equals to x plus 13. We have to solve this also. So x plus 5 equals to x plus 13, positive. And the second part will be x plus 5 equals to negative. And then open bracket, x plus 13. That means x plus, first part. This one will be 0 equals to 8. 0 equals to 8 is not equal. That means this one is no solutions. And the second part will be x plus 5 equals to negative x minus 13. 2x equals to negative 18. So x equals to negative 9. Do not forget that we have to double check this because this is the second type of equation. That means negative 9 plus 5 equals to negative 9 plus 13. So absolute value of negative 4 equals to 4. So 4 equals to 4. It's equal. That means this one also the solution. So the solution for the question is x equals to 1 and x equals to negative 9. Sometimes we only have like two solutions, but sometimes we will have 3 or more solutions for this question. Okay, that is the 4 types of equation of modulus function. I hope that you can understand it well. Later you will be able to understand it more if you do some of the practice. Yeah. Okay, we'll go to the next section. The graph of y equals to modulus of fx. Yeah, for this one you can follow the steps, which is draw the graph of fx by ignoring the modulus sign. Yeah, so you have to draw the function without the modulus sign, and then you have to reflect in the x-axis the parts of the graph that is below the x-axis. Yeah, so for the parts of the curve or the line later, which is below the x-axis, you have to reflect it to the x-axis. Okay, which means it will go from below the x-axis to above the x-axis. Okay, and then also we have the transformation of modulus function. Okay, so you have to memorize all of this because this transformation is not only for the modulus function, but it can be applied in another function. Yeah, not only the modulus but another function also. If you see negative in front of the modulus, that means you have to reflect it to the x-axis, or you can say it's vertical reflection. If you see a negative attached to the x, that means you have to reflect the curve to the y-axis or horizontal reflection. Next, if you have plus t after the modulus function, that means upwards t units, you have to move, you have to shift the curve upwards or going up t units. Translation vertically. Negative t means going downwards, translation vertically, and then x plus t means translation to the left, minus t means translation to the right. If you have k in front of the modulus function, that means vertically stretched by scale factor of k. If you have k in front of the fx or inside the modulus function, it will be horizontally stretched by the scale factor of 1 over k. I will show this later in the example questions. Okay, we have example questions like this. Sketch the graph of y equals to absolute value of half x minus 1 and n plus 1. As I told you before, to sketch the graph, you have to sketch this one first without the absolute. Yeah, so you have to sketch y equals to half x minus 1. We already learned this in the previous grades. That means you have to be able to draw this. Yeah, the easiest way to draw this is to create the table. When x equals to 0, the y equals to negative 1. When x may be equals to 4, the x will be 1. So we only need two points for this one because it's a line, a straight line. That means to sketch it, you have to create the x-axis and the y-axis, and then you will input the 0, negative 1 right here, and 4, 1 right there. 4 and 1. And then you will connect the dots, the points like that. Okay. So this is how you sketch it. Okay. So this is the function without modulus, right? But we still have modulus sign right here. That means you have to switch. You have to reflect the parts of the line below the x-axis, and it will be reflected to above the x-axis. Yeah. So if you see the line, this one is below the x-axis. You have to reflect it to the x-axis, so it will be going up later. It will be going up like this. Yeah, and then after that you can erase the parts below the x-axis before. There you go. So this is our function right now. But as you can see on the questions one more time, see the questions, we already sketched this one, but not the plus 1. Yeah, plus 1 means transformation. You can see that plus 1 means translation of the curve upwards 1 unit, or translation vertically. Vertical translation. Oh, this word is not correct, yeah. It should be vertical translation. Sorry. Okay, so you have to move this curve, this line, this line 1 unit up. So I will move this 1 unit up like that. Nah, there you go. Okay, and then that's it. This is the graph. This is the graph of this one. Yeah. So that is how you sketch the graph of modulus function. But the question is not stop right there. The question wants you to show the point where the graph meet the axis. First, if we see the line only touch the y-axis right there. Yeah, and the coordinates is 0, 2. How do I know? Because before we shift it up, the purple line cut the y-axis at 0, 1, right? And then we move it up 1 unit. That means it will touch the y-axis at 0, 2. And then describe the transformation if the original curve is y equals to. Okay, so let's describe the transformation, yeah. So first thing is you have to see that the half x minus 1, I want to show you something. To describe the transformation better, you have to if you have coefficient of x like this, you have to factorize it first. So y equals to half, open bracket, and then plus 1. Yeah. When you factorize the half, that means this negative 1 have to be divided by half. So you'll have negative 2 like this. If you already make the function like this, that means you are ready to describe the transformation. Yeah. The first transformation is this one. We will start from the one closest to the x first. Yeah, that means half. What is half in front of the x? In front of the x. K in front of the x means horizontally stretch by the scale factor of 1 over k. So this one we have half. That means horizontally stretch or you can say horizontal stretch, just like that, by the scale factor of 1 over 1 over 2. So the result will be 2. So it will be horizontally stretched by scale factor of 2. That means the line later will be more wide. Yeah. And the second one is this number, which is negative 2. Negative 2 is after the x. That means this one. Negative 2 means to the right t units. Shift. Yeah. That means shift, or you can say it's translations 2 units to the right. That means this one is positive 2, because later this one also translation of the y-axis. Yeah, that means we can combine the translation in one factors. So the next is plus 1 here. That means move upwards 1 unit. Means the translation will be positive 1 because it's upwards. There you go. This is the description of the transformation in this question. Yeah. Okay, we'll practice about this later. Next is the last one, modulus inequalities. For modulus inequalities, you can solve this using the square method, that means you have to square both sides. Yeah, that is the one that you already learned in the GCSE before. But I want to show you something that you can solve this easily using the formula. So I suggest you to memorize this formula. If it is less than, whether it is equal to or not, the formula will be like this. Yeah, so you only have to rewrite the absolute uh, the modulus function, and then it will be in between of negative the numbers. Yeah, let's try the example question 1. So we have 2x minus 5 inside the modulus function, and then we have less than as the sign. That means we will prepare it like this: 2x minus 5 in the between of negative 3 and 3, as simple as that. And then you can remove this 5 by add them all by 5, so you'll have 2 less than 2x less than 8, and then you can remove these 2 by divide them all by 2. That means you'll have 1 less than x less than 4. There you go. This is our final answer. Yeah. Imagine that when you use the square method, it will be take a long time, and the workings will be more complicated. Yeah, because later you will have to create a number line and so on. Yeah, so I suggest you to memorize the formula, especially if you have a more complex equation later. Yeah. Okay, second type of inequality, if the sign is greater than. For greater than, it will be less than of negative k and greater than of k. So we have two parts right here. Yeah. So in this question, 3x plus 1 greater than or equal to 4, it will be less than or equal to negative 4 for the first expression. Sorry, for the first inequality, and the second inequality will be greater than or equal to 4. Yeah, so one of them is negative 4 and the next one will be 4. And then we only have to simplify this just like that. You move the 1 to the right hand side, it will become negative 5, and then the x will be negative 5 over 3 less than or equal to. For this one, it will be 3x greater than or equal to 1. There you go. This is the solution for the second inequality. Next is another type of inequality. You can solve this using the square both sides. Yeah, for this one there is no other method besides square both sides. Or there is another method, but it will be a little bit complicated. This is the fastest way if you have this type of question. Yeah, just square both sides. For this one, you'll have 4x squared minus 2x minus 2x, which will be minus 4x, and then plus 1 less than or equal to. And then this one, I will show you how to square it. Yeah, just like this, guys. If you have two terms like this and you want to square it, you only have to rewrite them twice and then you multiply it one by one. So you'll have 9, negative 3, negative 3, negative 6x, and then plus x squared. And then you will move them all to the left hand side. You'll have 3x squared plus 2x minus 8 greater than or equal to 0. And then just like usual, you have to factorize this because it's quadratic to find the value of x. This one is 2 and 4, positive and negative. You'll have x equals to 4 over 3 and x equals to negative 2. We are not finished yet because it's inequality. That means you have to make create a number line like this. You will put the negative 2 on the left hand side because it's smaller than 4 over 3 and the 4 over 3 on the right hand side. And then you have to test a value of x, any value, just pick the easiest one. Let's say it's 0. and then you input it into the 3x squared plus 2x minus 8. So 3 times 0 squared plus 2 times 0 minus 8, and the result will be negative numbers, right? Negative 8. That means 0 is right here, and this part will be negative, and that part will be positive, and the other one will be positive. Okay, the question says greater than 0. That means we have to take the positive part. Greater than 0 means positive, less than 0 means negative, yeah. So you will take this part. That means the answer will be x less than negative 2, and the other one will be x greater than 4/3. And do not forget that in the question we have equal sign. That means this one also have an equal sign. Okay guys, there you go. This is the first part of the chapters. That means after this we'll go to the next sections. Yeah, thank you guys. If you don't understand some of the explanation, you can also ask me later in the class. Thank you guys, bye bye. Yeah.